American Cheering Bulldog Nation. Welcome to the Eric Deters Show. It's the same show, except it's got a new name, new little intro. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. And we got one thing in history today. Today in history, March 6th, I think it was 1838. Guess what? The Alamo fell. I went there. It's one of the neatest places I've ever been. It was really cool. Well, the top story today has to be Trump's speech at CPAC. Trump on Saturday night delivered a 90-minute impromptu speech. By the way, I could do that too. About the Joe Biden administration, about his administration, about his plans for America. He says, "I'm your retribution." He spoke about how he will get China back in order like he did last time. He looked great. He looked tan. He looked fit. If anybody said he was too old, really, Nikki Haley? I don't think so. By the way, I don't like that age stuff. Young, old, whatever. I just want the best. I just want the best. You know what? An 80-year-old man can be the best, or an 80-year-old man could be Mr. Joe Biden, decrepit man. He also won the straw poll at CPAC. Was not a surprise. I think he got 60-some% of the vote, 40% of the vote above Ron DeSantis, who was second. And people don't realize this. Fox News put Nikki Haley up there as fourth. No. A guy named Jerry Person finished third. Nikki Haley was actually fourth behind him. How do you like that? But the bottom line is Trump is the leader of the Republican Party in this country. There's no question about it. No question about it. And by the way, Fox News today, on their early morning show, it was all about DeSantis at Ronald Reagan Library. It wasn't about Trump at CPAC. Fox News, man, there's something else. I'll take Tucker Carlson. You can have the rest of them. Even good old Sean Hannity, guess who he's interviewing? He's such a corporate heel. Guess who he's interviewing tonight? You guessed it, Ron DeSantis. They're not allowed to interview Trump, though. California reparations is up to like $380,000 per black person. And by the way, this is drum roll punchline. Do you know California never even had slavery? It's a joke. Chris Rock had a Netflix. This is great. He dressed in all white, and he gave it to Jada and Will Smith, and he gave it to the woke crowd. You know this whole gang, Chris Rock's gang, think about it. Who's he hang with? He hangs with Adam Sandler. He hangs out with, good God, a little short actor. I can't think of his name. Just unbelievable. Carrie, all these people that he hangs out with, they're like the conservative, ordinary. Rob Schneider. I mean, their gang are good guys. Good guys. They're not woke. Fauci. You got to ask yourself this question. Why was Fauci just so determined to make the Wuhan lab not to be the place where the COVID leak happened? He was just so caught up in that. He just wanted to convince us all. Why? Well, we know why. He knew he was funding that gain of function testing, which, you know, don't you love these names they come up with, gain of function? All it is they're testing viruses that humans are immune to, and they're modifying it to where we're not immune to it. Nice job. Gain of function. COVID dissenters. Bill Maher himself says all of us COVID dissenters are looking pretty good right now. You think? I think we're looking great right now. Walmart, Portland. Guess what? They're closing them down. Too many thieves. They said we're out of here. Joe Biden went to Selma, claimed he was a civil rights pioneer. This guy's unbelievable. If he went to Hollywood, he would claim he was a movie star. If he goes to a concert, he was a former rock star. If he goes to Fort Lauderdale, he's an astronaut. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. And all he did is go down there and spew lies about the voting rights. Kellyanne Conway's finally divorcing George, thank God. By the way, Trump actually tweeted about it, that Kellyanne is finally going to get away from the loser George and have a good life. They were a mismatch. They were a mismatch. So Kellyanne Conway 56 years old, plenty of life left. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Coming up next, Bulldog TV local news. Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog TV local news, where we give it to you fast and comprehensive and concise. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law, also Parks Yoga. Check us out on all of our platforms. And we don't do weather. However, it's impossible for the top story not to be weather today. So our top story today is the weather. There was tornadoes at touchdown all across the state of Kentucky, especially in central Kentucky, western Kentucky. A lot of damage. Few people lost their lives. A lot of people with power still out. A lot of tree damage even up here. We didn't get it near as bad as they did down further south. But I just want to tell you that everybody gives a damn about anyone who has been hurt and harmed by this and damaged. Hang tough. Hang tough. Hopefully, Andy Bashir knows how to deal with this better than he did with the flood, as well as the tornadoes out in the west. But I just feel bad. There's nothing worse than not having power. It's why we have a generator. That sucker, by the way, we lost power. It clicked on. But all the best, everybody. Hang tough. I know the utility companies have people from out of state coming in to help you get your electricity and power restored. In law and crime, a Hamilton County judge set Lucy Bullock's bond at $25,000 on Saturday. Bullock is accused of kidnapping the 2-year-old boy with an Amber Alert issued last week. The child was taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons. No injuries reported. A 26-year-old woman and her unborn baby were shot and killed on Saturday morning in Colerain Township. India Kinnamore was in her later stage of pregnancy when she was shot at the Hidden Meadows Apartments. Police have not named a suspect in the ongoing investigation. In local news, authorities were called to the scene of another Norfolk Southern train derailment in Ohio on Saturday. By the way, you don't think every derailment of Norfolk Southern national news. The incident happened near the Clark County Fairgrounds, with reports saying about 20 cars derailed. Officials said the train was not carrying any hazardous materials and no injuries. Areas of Fort Mitchell were shut down Saturday when a grenade was found in a mailbox. Police closed areas of Dixie Highway near Orphanage when the Postal Service called in the object. The grenade was removed by a bomb squad, but it had no explosives or working parts. I guess it was a joke, a message, or maybe the guy was dropping off his grenade to show, hey, I'm dropping off this grenade to you. Who knows? A massive 6-alarm fire had fire crews busy on Saturday in Camp Washington. Firefighters had to proceed with caution because the vacant building had some structural collapses. Officials stated the damage would cause the building to be demolished. In Kentucky State news, the House passed school discipline bill Friday aimed at dealing more firmly with student expulsions. The bill would allow teachers to immediately take actions to remove a student who is disruptive. A student removed 3 times in 30 days would potentially face suspension from school. 3 times in 30 days? You'd think that's a problem child. Under a new bill passed last week, Kentuckians who torture a dog or cat could be charged with a felony. Hell yes. House Bill 103 would make the act a Class D felony. Acts such as abandonment or locking up a pet till they freeze or starve could result in the charge. Be nice to your pets. In Ohio State news, Ohio is considering lowering its minimum wage requirement from 21 to 18 to become a police officer. The Cincinnati Police Force is considering a change due to ongoing labor shortage. Ohio was supposed to get a new Republican state rep last week, but an internal rift has stalled it. The GOP has remained somewhat divided over Jason Stevens, was somewhat unexpectedly voted in as Speaker of the House. Justin Pazzulli was to be the new rep for House District 90, but Pazzulli did not receive enough votes for confirmation. And are you ready for this in sports? Joe Montana's jersey that he wore in Bengals Super Bowl 23 was sold for $1.2 million. That beats Tom Brady's Tampa Bay jersey that was $480,000. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I would always take Montana over Brady. Coming up next, Spin Spinley with his World News.
Hello Bulldog Nation, I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Today's news stories. China will increase military spending by 7% this year while warning off escalating threats. The world's nation has reached an historic agreement to protect the world's oceans following 10 years of negotiations. The High Sea Treaty aims to place 30% of the seas into protected areas by the year 2030. Bangladesh authorities are investigating the cause of a massive fire in a refugee camp which left 12,000 people without shelter. The camp is on the southeast and is believed to be the world's largest camp. 9 security officers were killed and at least 13 others were wounded during a suicide attack in southwest Pakistan. The blast happened near Balochistan, near the capital. This is the second attack in 2 days. In sports, Liverpool thrashed my team Manchester United 7-0. Arsenal remain top of the table with a last-minute win at Bournemouth 3-2. Nottingham Forest came back from 2-1 down to earn a 2-2 draw with Everton. Until tomorrow, have a brilliant day. Cheerio.